Hi, today I want to talk about how to live a happy and free life. These days, everybody's so stressed about so many different things, and we look at the world around us, it's never seemed to be more crazy, more upset, uh, so much polarity in the world today. So, how can we have peace of mind? How can we be living happy, and how can we be living free in these troubled times? Well, to answer this question, or these questions of happiness and freedom, what we first of all have to understand is what is happiness and what is freedom. There's a tendency when we think of happiness to think in terms of possessing something, some kind of lifestyle, some kind of existence. If I only have money, I'll be happy. If I only have certain possessions, I'll be happy. But we have to really understand what is the nature of happiness. And I think by and large, most people don't seem to answer this question very well. I think most people would probably suggest to you that certain things make some people happy. Some people need freedom. Some people need excitement. Some people need to have a lot of money in the bank. Different people have different things. We, of course, have the old biblical quotation that, I'm not sure if the quotation is popular anyway, that money is the root of all evil. So, where is the source of happiness? And what I would suggest to you regarding happiness is that people are thinking in terms of externals in life, externals which are making them happy or unhappy. And also, there seems to be a tendency of wanting to pursue happiness. And the problem with trying to pursue happiness, you have to question yourself, well, what the hell is happiness? And what I feel happiness is, I feel that happiness is actually a byproduct. Happiness is being in the flow. Happiness is something which happens outside of the actual experience you're having. Happiness is a side effect of living a life that's in accordance with your true desires. What do I mean by your true desires? What I mean by your true desires is your heart's desire, some internal drive within you, which is who you're meant to be. There are two theories regarding human beings. One is that they're a clean slate and just copy their environment, and the other is that they're some kind of destiny in this person, some kind of implicit something that's already there from birth. And I think to some degree both are true. To some degree we're clean slates, to some degree we have tendencies. But I also believe that human beings actually have a destiny. And our true desires, not false desires. False desires is where you simply, for example, you get a big car because everybody else has a big car. You spend a lot of money on clothes because everybody else has clothes. You go to a holiday in a beach resort because everybody else goes to a holiday to a beach resort. But true desire is what you really desire. And for example, many people have had the experience of gaining wealth and then finding out that they had a different lifestyle. They wanted to go hiking. They wanted to go and hang out at the beach all day. They wanted to join a monastery. All these sort of things. And what's happened in these cases, because they were fortunate enough to make so much money, they were able to see that the money wasn't giving them what they want. I remember back in my own country in Ireland, I'm not sure if it's still going, but we used to have a thing called the National Lottery, and they always have ads of people in the lottery where they're hanging around the beach and they're driving a beautiful car and all this stuff. And these are generic things, but just because most people tend to like things like beaches, sunny weather, and fast cars and wealth, doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to make you happy. And I don't agree that money is the root of all evil, but let's put it this way. We have a destiny, and that destiny is based upon aligning ourselves with this true desire inside you, something that's true about you and of you. And when we're in accordance with, when we're in congruence with this desire, we get happiness. We get happiness not because of the end product. We get happiness because we're working towards the fulfillment of our heart's desire. And our heart's desire is like that template that's making us happy. So if our heart's desire is going this way and our lifestyle is going this way, we're not going to be happy. If our heart's desire is going this way and our life choices are going this way, we're going to be happier. And if the two are meeting and merging in a sort of singularity, as it were, we're going to be happiest. So to answer the question of how to be happy, we have to think in terms of finding out who I am, being true to myself, being congruent with the values that I have and the innate drives which I have. That's what makes you happy. Now the second question in this is how to be free. Well, the problem we have with the polarity is, as long as you're in polarity, you cannot be free. If there's a top, there has to be a bottom. If there's a left, there has to be a right. If there's a cold, there must be a hot. If there's a bright, there must be a dark. If there's a right, there must be a wrong. If I'm in opposition, then I'm forced to have the opposite of what I want. So as long as I'm opposing somebody, they have to be my enemy. If I have a friend, I must have an enemy. If I have a like, I must have a dislike. And this comes back to the whole thing of pleasure and pain. As long as I'm seeking pleasure, I must have pain. Because where one is there, its brother, its carbon copy opposite, is also there. So opposition, and this is why in the world we're living, especially the more recent world where we have with social media, has put people into kind of bubbles, or also called echo chambers. And what the echo chambers are really about, or what I think has probably kicked them off, is the need for people on the internet to market to other people. And because they need to market to other people, they need to put you into a group. And so the things you say, the things you do on the internet will, by algorithms, put you somewhere. So for example, if you start talking about cricket bats, before you know it, you'll have ads on your phone or on your laptop, wherever, for cricket bats. And you don't even have to search for cricket bats these days. You can have a conversation beside your phone or conversation beside your laptop. And your phone and your laptop will basically spy on you. They pick up that you're talking about cricket bats, and next thing, they're advertising cricket bats. The problem with this is there's a tendency of putting people into echo chambers and putting people into sort of thought bubbles. And the problem with that is one group hates the other group. And they're totally positive that they're right, and they're totally positive that the other guys are wrong. And this is the challenge. So getting back to being freedom, how can I be free? So regarding freedom, the problem is we can't be free as long as we're in opposition. How can I be free in an unfree world? The only real freedom I can have is the freedom to be myself. I can have my freedom. I cannot have societal freedom. Now, of course, if enough people have inner freedom, you will actually have societal freedom. But as long as I'm aligning myself with I believe with this, but I don't believe with that. I like this, but I don't like that. As long as I'm in opposition, moaning and groaning and being upset in life, I have no freedom. Because I'm attached to my likes, I'm attached to my dislikes. I identify with X and I identify with Y. My life is now a series of opposing views and angles. And I am in a state of disquiet, and I am in a state of unhappiness. So how to be free means I have to let go of belonging to one particular group. I have to let go of being right all the time. I have to let go of pursuing pleasure and avoiding pain. Now, how the hell can we do that is, of course, a big question. The basic thing regarding freedom is to realize that the only freedom I have is my freedom within me, in my perception. I can't force other people. This idea, this revolutionary idea that's often there in society, if only we could change things, if only we have a grand revolution. But even think of the word revolution. Revolution means you go around and come back to where you began again. So as long as you're thinking of there's something outside myself I have to fix, and if only I can fix this person, and if I only fix that thing. And the problem is there's too much divergence in the world. You can't fix it, I can't fix it. Like I said, if enough people align themselves with themselves, if enough people become happy with themselves, if enough people are at peace with themselves and not in opposition to others, believe me, all the problems will cease. The reason why we have so many problems and disquiet in the world is because people are continually in opposition to each other. So I can't make other people stop opposing, but I can stop opposing. Now, not opposing others doesn't mean that you don't take a stand, and doesn't mean you don't have an opinion, but you let go of the attachment. In other words, I could be right, or I could be wrong. I'm doing the best I can to make righteous choices. But that doesn't mean I'm 100% right. I'm not going to push my value system down your throat. I'm not going to get upset because you switch on a fan and I don't believe you should switch on a fan, or that you believe a certain political viewpoint and I don't believe that viewpoint, or you belong to a certain religion and I don't belong to your religion, etc. I'm not going to fall out because we have different ideological viewpoints. Now, I can make a stand if I believe I must stand up for the environment, or I must stand up for a political viewpoint, sure. But I shouldn't personally, inside myself, take sides. I should realize that there's a subjectivity involved in being a human being, and that I'm not right 100% of the time. I'm trying my best, but whatever happens, I'm going to be free inside because I'm not taking sides inside. Externally, I might take a stand because we have to sometimes take a stand in life, but I'm not going to lose my peace over it. For example, if I believe that a certain thing may happen or must happen for things to be right, and I put my heart and soul into it and I'm attached to that idea, I might lose my peace if it doesn't go my way. If instead I feel I have to do something in life, I have to take a stand, but I'm not attached to that, even though I put my heart and soul into it, even though I try my best, but I'm not attached to it. I'm just doing my duty. I'm doing my bit. I feel, considering what I know, that the right thing is we must do X. And you stand up for X. But then if it doesn't work out, you don't worry about it. For example, a lot of good people have been destroyed in life because they had some value system, they had some beliefs, they fought for a cause, and then somebody stabbed them in the back, or something terrible went wrong, or it didn't work out right. And they spend the rest of their life in a state of lack of peace and lack of happiness. A very good example of the right way to do this, if you look at the Bible, for example, everybody knows the story of Jesus. What happened to Jesus? What happened to Jesus was he was accused of a crime he didn't commit, which is supposed to be treason against the Roman Empire. He was crucified, executed basically, and yet in the end of the story he comes back, he's resurrected and he comes back. He doesn't seek retribution. He forgives everybody. He even says on the cross, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." How the hell could he do that? You see, he stood up for what he believed in. At no time during the cross-examination when he was taken in by the authorities did he deny anything. He stood up for what he believed in. He died for what he believed in. But he did not take it personally that these yo-yos killed him. He was not attached to the outcome. He had inner freedom. And the reason he had inner freedom was because he was not identifying with opposition. He knew that certain things were right and certain things were wrong, and he was doing his bit, but he wasn't being attached to the outcome. Jesus did his duty, and he followed his heart, but he wasn't worried about what other people could do, because he realized that his freedom was based upon him making his choice. He could not make other people make their choice. The moment you start realizing that you've no power over anybody else to make a choice, that you can do what you believe, and that you're not worried about the outcome, then that is true freedom. True freedom is detachment from the result. You do what you believe you have to do, you live the life you believe you have to live, but you don't expect a result. And you don't attach yourself to any particular group or any particular outcome. And you might be saying, "Hey Dermot, that's crazy. That's a real weird way of thinking about things." And I know it is a bit crazy. But the title of the video is How to Be Happy and How to Be Free. How to be happy is to be congruent to your inner values and inner calling of your heart's desire. Being free means being true to yourself with no expectation of anybody else following you or aligning themselves with you. It means not trying to run away from any opposites in life, not siding with one viewpoint and not the other viewpoint. To be truly free means to be centered in yourself and totally accepting of the variabilities of life. The moment you identify yourself with external reality and external actions of other people, external belief systems of other people, you will lose your peace. Because the only real freedom you can have, the only real peace you can have, is when you are truly aligned with yourself and you are true to yourself with no expectations of other people. And that form of detachment, whereby you do your duty but expect no result, you have your viewpoint but realize that maybe you're wrong, you try and do the best you can but not try to force other people to believe what you do or to follow your action, then you are truly free. Because you are a free conscious being doing your thing and just doing your thing and not worried about other people. You're not focused upon other people. Even though you might be doing actions to help the world even, you are being true to yourself and aligned with yourself. This is how to be happy and how to be free. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.